Hello, guys. Welcome to another market review. Hope you had an amazing day today. Although the price action was rather choppy as expected, it offered quite some big ranges. Here, the rally was 230 points, and the sell side delivery at New York Open was 143 points. But the overall price action was choppy as expected. Like I mentioned in the morning, it was going too much back and forth. And the afternoon session, I was primarily looking for buy side delivery after sweeping these relatively equal lows, but it didn't happen. And I'll explain why it didn't happen and why I lost my interest in price action in the afternoon session. Alright, so let's take a look at the PA today, and let's get what happened in the New York session. So this is the whole overnight session. Asia, London, basically choppy. It's going for buy side, sell side, buy side, taking out both sides of liquidity. And at New York Open, it offered sell side delivery because here at during pre-market, the buy side got rated, failed to displace above. It came for the equal lows, and once that equal lows got tagged, we had a big reaction, which ended up rating the buy side, and that was it for the whole New York session, in my opinion, because the afternoon, as you can see here, it did not form or create any meaningful highs or lows. So let's take a look at what happened there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to annotate the equal lows and keep it on the chart. And then I'm going to annotate this high here just to showcase this on the 1 minute time frame. When I switch down there, manipulation. Let's do it this way, and let's go down to the 1 minute. All right. So here, at exactly 8:30, right here, it rated the buy side and it rejected. How do I understand if it's a rejection or a manipulation? I basically look at the bodies and the reaction off of the buy side here. It just wicked up, candle closed below, no displacement to the upside, which means it was a sweep and the price is not willing to go or offer more buy side. And afterwards, in the aftermath, as you can see here, it broke down, formed a fair value gap, and kept going lower. This is New York Open, pretty choppy open, but here's what I would like to point out here. So at open, we have this range from the buy side. It's the manipulation, formed a low, retest of range EQ, sell side delivery. Now we have a new low, retest of range EQ and sell side delivery. Actually technically here, but the same range EQ anyways. Range EQ, it came up to premium. There is this fair value gap here, came up there. You can also use this one, there's nothing wrong with it. The idea is price offering premium portion of the market, and it sold off, tagged the equal lows. There's one more thing to mention here. I'm going to pull up ES chart here real quick. Let's go back to 9 right there. So it was forming. So here's one SMT divergence, and this was the second SMT divergence. As you can see here, ES was making a lower high, and same deal here. ES was making a higher high, whereas Nasdaq was making a lower high. Sorry, and it offered equal lows at New York Open. Now I'm gonna get rid of all this. Now, at the time of this delivery, I did not notice the equal highs here. It's relatively equal highs, or it was equal highs for Nasdaq E-mini instead of micros right now on the micro chart, but it was equal highs on Nasdaq and offered sell side, and the sell side delivery was pretty shallow. As you can see, it never left a fair value gap. No fair value gap there, no fair value gap here, like all the way down after the equal lows got tagged. It did not offer any sort of a fair value gap until then. So here it offered fair value gap, first low, second low, third low, 3 drives, 7 price higher into the fair value gap, and it sold off one more time, took the sell side here one last time, and it was a rejection. Same deal up, same deal like here. I'm looking at the bodies were respecting. The price swept the low, the sell side 1, 2, 3 times, and displaced higher. There's this displacement here, which is a fair value gap, and it was after 10 o'clock. You can also consider this silver bullet, or if you don't want to use that, there is accumulation here. Below Abyss SCB, trap longs, which means the algorithm was trapping, trapped shorts. The algorithm was trapping shorts. Here's the SIBI. Once it flipped, that's SIBI. Come on. Why is not changing? Oh. Once it flipped that SIBI, now you have confirmed trapped with a displacement. It retested that displacement. This is low hanging fruit, equal highs, and 830 highs got tagged as well. The reason it tagged the 830 highs is because this is also relatively equal highs, although it was swept. It's kind of relative, but the ultimate target was the equal highs here. So in that price delivery, there is this order block here, could have been used. Fair value gap here could be used. Trap fair value gap could be used. Your first target here, low hanging fruit. Second target, equal highs, and the rest should be runners. And it offered more than it should. It was a generous rally, first leg, and like I mentioned today before closing the stream, I think, so this is what I say, I think the price will form a bullish SMT divergence in premium to complete the second leg, because it was very sharp here. So that occurred, I don't remember exactly when, I wasn't watching at the time, but let me see, I think it was here somewhere, right? Okay, so this was the SMT divergence in between assets. You can also use this one, doesn't matter. So this is basically what I meant. So initially, this is the dealing range EQ, but it didn't even come down there. Formed this bullish SMT in premium and went for the buy side. This is basically one setup for life. And where's my brush tool? This leg becomes the first leg, and this leg becomes the second leg. Now let's take a look at what happened afterwards. Now the second leg was completed. Price did kind of displace, but failed to keep going higher. So once it broke out, retest this fair value gap, it technically has to go for new highs. It didn't do it there. Instead, it just chopped and flipped it with one candle. This is a huge 70 point, almost 65 points candle at, what was it, 11:22. So this becomes a trap fair value gap, and the accumulation above, because it's not forming a low or a high, this is an accumulation or consolidation. This becomes trapped longs. It sold off, came all the way down to deep discount. Okay, now you can take a look at a couple things here. There's a breaker block here, You can use that. It came down there. And the idea was, because this is relatively equal highs, I was anticipating the whole downside move was just a manipulation, and the down close candles will get faded in a high resistance liquidity run condition until it tags the trap longs high. Then I wanted to see a breakout. That was basically the idea of today's session. So here, let's take a look at this consolidation first though. I wasn't watching it at the time, so let's take a look at it. So here I'm reading the highs and the lows to see if it formed a bullish SMT or a bearish SMT or something like that. There is one bullish SMT right before the pop. ES leaving equals though, very suspicious, but it offered basically a buy side rally, which never engaged with the actual liquidity pool, which is basically 765 on minis. Well, I need to readjust this. Okay. Now here, you could have technically long a bullish SMT or a block here within the SMT, or this inversion fair value gap, which was never retested though. So it offered buy side. This is also not buy side, sorry, premium. This is also deep premium because it's going for the OTE without engaging with the buy side, and broke down. And afterwards, the whole lunch hour was just a consolidation. As you can see, it was going for sell side, buy side, sell side, and then buy. Yeah, so this is basically a broadening range again. So it's basically seek and destroy. Whenever I see seek and destroy, I basically wait for the clean lows or the clean highs to get wiped out. Then I look to fade that move. So ideally, what I was looking for was, we have this range, right? We have these clean lows. I wanted to see price sweeping those lows into range EQ and rallying. That's what I wanted to see, but didn't happen. As you guys can see on the chart, let me clean this a little bit. This was a bearish divergence right before the dump. The bearish divergence caused displacement, which is okay. Even when I'm bullish and it's forming a bearish divergence and breaks down or displaces afterwards, I'm not concerned, because I know the point of this move should be range EQ, right? So let me clean this. It should be a range EQ, right? If it's not respecting the range EQ, I close the charts. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Here it displaced below the range EQ, so the sell side was pretty heavy for whatever reason, but this price action engaged with the sell side here, then rallied. Here there's an order block here. No displacement until there's no SMT, I believe. Yeah, no SMT. Went for the premium, but this is not a long because it's not forming any setups or whatever. It's just basically what do you call it, pullback, and it displaced lower. This is basically a very, very choppy price. And we have this fair value gap formation, which delivered buy side, sell side there. Now we have a new dealing range. I need to annotate the short-term one. This one right there. Here, market basically pulled back into range EQ, had a reaction, and the rest was basically choppy. Tried one more time here. Couldn't break out though. There's no displacement above the range EQ. That's the most important thing you have to note for your journals. It was rejecting. No displacement. When there's no displacement above or below range EQ, you have to stay flat if you're not already in a position. So it rejected, came down for the sell side here one more time. Breaker also. And right before market close, with that sell side delivery right here. Now we have a new dealing range I need to take out from there. with the last 5 minutes. That sound side delivery was rejected. It was just a wick, and the following candle was a displacement. There's the bullish fair value gap, retested, delivered buy side. So ideally I wanted to see this high here from lunch, and then after that 765 is what I wanted to see for the PM session. It didn't offer. It's what it is. We'll get it tomorrow, hopefully. See, it gapped up and rating buy sides right now as I'm recording this, because it wants to stay bullish, and I think tomorrow will be bullish day as well. But yeah. So overall, pretty choppy day. Nothing much during PM session. The only eventful thing was either the 9:30 opening range Southside delivery to equal lows or the reversal. On the 4 hourly, here's what I want to mention before wrapping this up. Right now we have confirmed bullish divergence right there with a yes. Let me see, yes. Right there, bullish divergence. Now, although it kind of looks like it's failing at the buy side here, like it's wicking, just wicking. I want to see a breakout here. I want to see a displacement. I want to see basically today's AM session high getting rated here, and market needs to use the 4 hourly SMT divergence to rate there. But I don't think it's going to stop there, because I think the actual draw on liquidity should be the high from July 31st, which is 19,716 for micro contracts, and tomorrow the or overnight session, the highest probably draw on liquidity will be today's high using the bullish SMT divergence. This is basically what I call a low-hanging fruit, and if I'm right about the actual draw on liquidity being 19,716, we should be seeing a breakout here, or what I mean by breakout is basically a fair value gap. After taking that buy side, I want to see some sort of a fair value gap here, so that price can run in a low resistance manner towards the actual draw on liquidity. So thank you guys for tuning in today. It was a fun little session during the stream. Hope you guys find this video also insightful. I'm gonna try the stream at 8 in the morning tomorrow. I might be a bit late because I'm gonna try my best to wake up, but I'll try my best to be there live before 8:30 news hit the market. So that you have my word for that. So until then, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.